Okay, example 3, 1 and 2/3 minus 4. Okay, first thing we want to do when we add or subtract fractions is make sure they really are both fractions. Okay, and so far they've all been fractions, but these two numbers are not fractions. Okay, 1 and 2/3. Remind you of something. We talked about this earlier. I think most of you, if you're wanting to change a mixed number into a fraction, I think most of you do multiply, add, drag. Okay, multiply the 1 and the 3, and then add the 2. Okay, 1 times 3 is 3, plus 2 is 5. Okay, that's the multiply, add, and then you drag over the 3. Okay, also some of you did backwards C. Kind of think about going along in a backwards C, and still you're multiplying the 1 and the 3, you're adding the 2, and then you keep the 3 the same. Okay, so 1 and 2/3 is 5/3. So just type that in. Okay, 4 needs to be written as a fraction. Okay, anytime you have a whole number and you want to turn it into a fraction, just divide it by 1. 4 divided by 1 is the same thing as 4. So 4 over 1. Okay, now let's go ahead and rewrite the fraction using the 5/3 and the 4 over 1. So 1 and 2/3 minus 4 is equal to 5 over 3 minus 4 over 1. Okay, now let's think about the least common denominator. Okay, what's the smallest number that 1 and 3 will divide into? Okay, so that will be 3. Okay, so let's work on getting a common denominator of 3. Okay, the 5/3 is good. It already has a denominator of 3. Okay, but the 4 over 1 needs to be multiplied. So what do you have to multiply 1 by to get 3? Okay, that'd be 3. Okay, you got to multiply the top by the same thing. So we need to take 4 over 1 times 3 over 3. Okay, let's rewrite the problem. Okay, we had 5/3 as the first fraction. Okay, minus 4 times 3 over 1 times 3 would be 12 over 3. Okay, so we have 5 over 3 minus 12 over 3. Okay, so once we have the problem as fractions, we did that first, and then we rewrote it with the least common denominator. Okay, we did that second. Now we need to add or subtract the tops and keep the bottom the same. So on the top, we need to find 5 minus 12 and keep 3 the same. Okay, 5 minus 12. I gave you another extra spot to same change opposite that if you want to. So 5 plus negative 12. Remember, keep 5 the same. Change, subtract to add. And then the opposite of 12 is a negative 12. Okay, so keep 3 the same. We have 5 plus negative 12 all over 3. So let's just go through and keep going. 5 plus negative 12. You're adding a positive and a negative. So you subtract and keep the bigger sign. So that's negative 7 over 3. That's my favorite answer right here. Since 7 over 3 is reduced, this is my favorite answer. I just want you to know how to get to the other types of answers. That negative could be put in front of the fraction instead. So negative 7 over 3 could be rewritten as negative 7/3. Okay. Now think about this for a minute. That is improper. 7/3 is improper because the top's bigger than the bottom. So think of 7/3 as 7 divided by 3. Okay, 3 goes into 7 twice. Okay, multiply 3 times 2, which is 6. And then subtract. 7 minus 6 is 1. And then put that remainder over the 3. Okay, so 7/3 is really 2 1/3 as a mixed number. Okay, so I could rewrite it as negative. By the way, I have a separate text box for the negative, separate from the 2. Okay, so 7/3 would be 2 1/3. 2 1/3. Okay, let me know if you have any questions with this. Try the next problem. Try to do a little bit more on your own, and keep the video going and pause the video as you need.